So welcome back to another episode of the things we want to see in FIFA 21. Today we've got more of your suggestions and ideas, and I'm going to put them together, and we're going to talk about a few things like career mode features, gameplay features, you know, the usual stuff. You guys always come up with some great ideas, so I'm going to showcase some today. Now, if you want to know all the latest FIFA 21 news when it comes around this year, make sure you subscribe today. This is the best spot to get it. At the moment, we have 78.2% of you guys watching the videos but not subscribed, so make sure you change that. Join the other side. We start each episode with new face suggestions, and today's one is going to be Harvey Elliott, who plays for Liverpool. He got added very recently. He's coming in with an 87 potential, which means in FIFA 21 career mode he's probably going to have a high potential as well, and he's only 16 as well. So he definitely needs a new face or a real face for career mode players who want to use him. In FIFA at the moment he is generic, but in PES, I don't know how they do this. He's already got a real face in the game. Now I think EA is partners with Liverpool, so if they do any scanning sessions, it could be possible that you will see a real face for him in FIFA 21. But at the moment, I'm definitely going to request it in this series. So we have a suggestion from Stock Ed, and he says that he had an idea for career mode. He goes, imagine if you could play retro seasons like Arsenal 2003 or 2008, Barca 2007, as the manager then. So I get what he's trying to say. Imagine if you could do retro seasons in career mode where you can use like the Invincibles team, stuff like that. I don't know if you can do that with licensing, you know, because some of these players are retired now. It might be a little bit too hard, I don't know. But obviously if you want to use these teams, you're better off like buying FIFA 2003 or something, and you can play with those teams that are going to be licensed in the game. But I don't know if they can use retro teams. I'm not sure if NBA games do it. I think someone told me they do, but NBA is a little bit different, I think, compared to like a global football game. So yeah, I don't know if they can do it, but of course it would be the dream to be able to load up a previous club's season or something and use the players in that team and recreate their season and stuff. But like I said, don't really know if that's possible in regards to licensing and stuff. I know in PES you can do it, you can create option files and stuff, so maybe we can go down that route, but obviously EA would need to throw in an option file system. Maybe you can do a mod for it, I don't know as well, but in terms of an actual FIFA game being a licensed feature, I don't know if you can. Next up we have a suggestion from Owen, and he would like player career mode to be like the FIFA 14 World Cup mode, which had like a squad ranking feature, and it would tell you whether you're on the starting 11, the bench, or the reserves, and then you would need to work your way up with training and pre-season. Now, before we actually take a look at what he's trying to say, I would like to say that those World Cup games, those Euro games were something special, man. They were so fun to play. And it wasn't just a little DLC update with Ultimate Team being the main focus, and you're lucky if you get a tournament to play in. These games were proper games that you could buy, and they had like captain your country, you could do the tournament, you could use any national team in the game, like basically any country you could think of, it was in the game license, and you could do like the road to the World Cup where you can play the qualifiers and win the World Cup. I used to play them on the PSP. I never really played the FIFA 14 World Cup game itself, so I didn't get to try it, but I might buy it one day. But yeah, those games were special, man. But let's take a look at what he's trying to say. So when you're playing the player career mode in that game, you basically have this thing on the right, which has a few of your rivals there, and you have to compete against the rivals to make it into the team of your country. So there's a ranking number system there, so you can see 40, 41, 44, 45, and the guy in this screenshot was number 45, and his status was tryout. Now, as you get better, as you do training and stuff, your number theoretically should be going towards like the top 11, the first 11, or the first 23 or something like that, I don't know. You can see how there's like a little progression system and an incentive to actually compete against your rivals there. Here's a better look at the screenshot. We've got Hernandez on the left, 7 ranking. We've got Giovanni Dos Santos, Guardado, and then we've got Rafael Marquez. Each has different rankings, and you can see the status there as final 23. So obviously the main goal is to make it into the final 23, because I think that is the team that goes to the World Cup. So yeah, the whole player career mode in that game was focused on trying to make it to the World Cup, obviously. But a few people enjoyed this ranking system because it gives you like a certain position, and you know where you stand, and you know how close you are to making the first team and stuff like that. I think player career mode just needs a total revamp, because right now it's very, very stale. I mean, load up FIFA 10 player career mode, load up FIFA 20, pretty similar stuff. So yeah, they need to change it completely. And yeah, there was good features in old FIFA games, like I've been saying for the last 3 years, that deserve to be in a future FIFA game. Now, one thing that doesn't work too well in career mode is derby games. Most of the time you don't even know when a derby game is unless you check the calendar, and there's no real build up to a derby game before and after the match happens. Now, this is a suggestion from I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but he goes, I hope we could have better experiences for derby games or any big matches like Champions League semi-finals, etc. We don't even know when the game is on unless we go onto the calendar, which is what I said. In real life games like El Clasico, they start getting hyped up about the game from almost 2 weeks before the match day. I guess that's a fair point. Even the atmosphere in the stadium feels the same whether it's a Manchester derby or a match against Burnley. I would love to get some cutscenes before a big match where manager motivates his players in the dressing room before stepping onto the pitch. Now, one of the big features in PES 2020 manager mode this year was build-ups to derby games. Now, if you watch the video about things EA needs to steal from PES career mode, I did talk about it there. But basically, there is cutscenes a few weeks before the match. There's even press conferences, I think. They let you know that there is a derby coming up and that you should be getting prepared for it. The only problem with the current features that they got in PES is that after the match, there's no real follow-up to the game. So basically, you just move on. No one really talks about the derby game that just happened. So maybe they can work on that part. But a few weeks before the derby is up, you'll get this cutscene where you're on the training pitch and you get like the assistant, the Phil Collins lookalike, that says there's a match against Liverpool on the 18th of November, and it's not just any old match, it's a derby. Us winning derbies is the reason why the club supporters keep coming back. And then after this, there's another little bit here where Maradona replies, and he says, that's clear to me, we'll win our next match to show them what we're made of. So this is going to be integrated into the news section as well. And as you can see, it says must watch match of the season, 2 weeks till derby clash. So even the news articles are promoting this derby, and it tells you how long you've got to go. So the hype already begins 2 weeks before the match starts. And then you get another chapter here, which is about the derby, and it says, winning today is all well and good, but make sure you don't push the players too hard. We need to be at full strength for the upcoming derby against Liverpool. So this is after the first match was played. And then you've got chapter 3, which is a press conference, and they're going to ask you basically about the derby. It says, what result do you expect from the derby match? And you can pick from different options there. And then the Maradona obviously says it's of course a good thing to go into the derby with a win streak, and we're going into this one at full strength. We're feeling very confident about our chances. Now, like I said earlier, after you finish the derby match, there's no real follow-up to it, so maybe they can work on that part. But as you can see, 2 weeks before the match starts, you're already getting cutscenes, press conferences are integrating this derby, and it makes it feel special, gets you pretty pumped up before the match, and you want to win that match. Next up, we have a suggestion from Kieran, and this is one of those suggestions that I can definitely approve. And he goes, one suggestion for FIFA 21, I just want a stadium in Australia playing as the Socceroos in a generic stadium is just the worst. Can include A-League package and stadiums too maybe. Well, that definitely wouldn't hurt. How long has the A-League been licensed in this game for? Over like 10 years now for sure. I think FIFA 08 was one of the first games. I could be wrong, but man, not one Australian stadium and probably less than 10 faces in the A-League at the moment, man. EA has neglected this A-League so much. And I'm not asking for too much, just put at least one stadium in, man. At least scan a team as well, that would be nice. It would be nice to play just in a stadium that you know of, that you've been to, you know. Man, we don't get that luxury in Australia, so it's definitely something EA needs to do. And next up is a suggestion from Luke, and he goes, I would love to see somewhere that you could edit player ratings during career mode, as not all players develop over time, or somewhere to edit player potentials so you could play out lots of different scenarios. Now, of course, editing player stats and stuff could be a good feature if you use it responsibly. I know some people that would definitely bump their ratings up and lower other teams' ratings, so they wouldn't use it responsibly, but still, it's a feature EA should put into the game. I know if you mod the game, I think you can do it with the cheat engine, and I think there's other ways to do it as well. I think there was one mod that had it in the game, like it was built in. So yeah, they can definitely do it through mods. I don't know if EA would ever do something like this. They definitely need to, because you could do different scenarios like Luke said, and you can also, you know, work on players that didn't really develop the way they should have in the game, because we all know that growth system, once they turn 30, they become pensioners and they start to decline. So yeah, you could fix up some of those older players in career mode as well, which would be very nice. Because I had like Ronaldo once, 35 or 36 years old, top scorer in the league, but his overall was decreasing by the day. So I would love to fix that up a little bit. And yeah, I think this could be a nice feature, because a lot of people want customization and freedom in career mode, and something like this would definitely bring that. Next up, we've got something from Miles, who says, FIFA should introduce more options with the youth academy into career mode. After you've signed a youth player, they're just sitting in the academy, not improving the rating. What I'd think would be a good idea is having an under-21 league where the youth can get game time. Another thing FIFA should introduce into career mode is 1, the ability for other clubs to attempt swap deals for your players, and number 2, the ability to loan older players instead of just younger players. So let's go back to his first point. The youth academy in career mode is not that good, alright? There's really not much to it. You sign the player, he sits on the bench, whatever he's doing in the reserves, and you hope that he grows a little bit. Sometimes you'll give him game time and stuff, but yeah, there really is no depth to that feature. So they need to improve that, and of course, if they threw in an under 21 sort of league, then you can get these guys more game time and they'll definitely grow very nicely. In terms of an under 21 league, I don't know how they could do it. Could they just make a simulation based where you get like emails every week saying how they went? I think that's how they would probably do it. And then we're going to talk about his other point, which says other clubs should attempt swap deals for your players. Obviously, that would be a nice feature. It would definitely spice things up when you receive a transfer offer. Right now, it's either a loan or a purchase offer. So swap deals would be nice where they offer you a player and it could be good and you might take it, you know. And then, of course, in career mode, it's more frequent to loan out the younger players, and the older players, you don't really see too many go out on loan. I'm sure there's a few, but it's not really as frequent as the younger players. So maybe it would be nice to see older players, maybe those ones above 30 years old, going out on loan more frequently because the clubs don't really need them anymore. Players like Cavani maybe are good examples. But overall, Miles has made some good points here. So those were some of the things you guys wanted to see in FIFA 21. Make sure you check out this FIFA 20 video. Hit the card in the middle. It'll take you right there. I'll see you next time.